about Phillip Rivers playing that Tampa 2 style of defense. They didn't. They made one simple adjustment. We're going to go man-to-man, and we're just going to live with the result. That changed the entire complexion of the game. Of course, it's easy to fool a rookie like Von Bell because, of course, the other guys get paid to scheme and do great things as well. That was just some good play calling by the San Diego Chargers when they beat Von Bell on those touchdowns. And as you pointed out, on one of them, it was a simple misassignment because he had an option. You're going to take the tight end who's already burned you for a touchdown, or you're going to take this wide receiver. You got a rookie caught in the situation making his first start. You gotta kind of live with that. And if you guys remember the play, if you have it videoed or if you can't go back and watch the All 22 film, you'll see right after the plays that Sean kind of talks with Dennis Allen a little bit. He puts his head down. He's like, you know what, you're right, because it was a great design by the San Diego Chargers to get a rookie confused. So look no further than the game we just played is why that Tampa 2 system doesn't work in New Orleans. The Saints were built presently to play man-to-man defense. That's why Dennis Allen was brought in and Rob Ryan was replaced. That's why they used the 3 safety look, and that's why they have press man corners in Delvin Breaux and what was supposed to be P.J. Williams. That's what these guys play.
Yeah, and let me also recant just a little bit. I do think that Cameron Jordan could be successful in a Tampa 2 because his assignment really doesn't change a lot. But I really felt like I need to emphasize the point that this team could not run that defense. And let's just be real. The offense, as much as we've complained about it here and there, this offense is still phenomenal. They are consistently tops in yardage. They're consistently top 10 in points. The offense really is not what needs changing, even though we can argue semantics. Yes, they need to run Ingram more. Yes, they need to do this. They need to do that. And that still is true. But ultimately, this comes down to the fact that the defense is struggling so much. And it doesn't matter who you bring in right now coaching-wise. Until there's more talent on that team, healthy talent, they're really not going to do much defensively.
Here's the biggest takeaway that I want to leave everyone with. Since we're close to wrapping up the show, I understand the anxiety. I do, and it's something that we brought to light. It's the idea that you've been sold a bill of goods when it comes to the Saints. Some of you, as Rev pointed out earlier, you just kind of joined the bandwagon in maybe 2006. Some of you even later than that. Some of you probably just came along in 2009 during the Super Bowl run. Welcome aboard. But the New Orleans Saints that you're seeing now, it wasn't always this way. So I want you guys to understand that are out there that you've been sold a bill of goods. You thought the Saints were the Saints from 2006 to 2011. That's not who the Saints are. That's who the Saints were. What you're seeing now is who the Saints are. They are a young team that's still trying to build and develop. Look at how many players along the defense are under 5 years in the NFL, or 5 years and under. The best player on your defense could possibly be Delvin Breaux. He's in his second year, and he hasn't even completed that yet because he's injured right now. No fault of his own. Injuries take place. But just think about it that way. Delvin Breaux is your best player, and he's in his second year. Cam Jordan, 5th year, maybe 6th year now. But it's in and of itself that the Saints have a young team. It's going to take a minute to gel. The 2009 team that won the Super Bowl, that team didn't start out in 2009 saying we're going to do it all. They built to that. They had an 8-8 and a 7-9 season prior to that they had to suffer through. So they were able to build to the point to where they were a Super Bowl contender in 2009, and everything broke their way. You mentioned the Washington game earlier. There was also the Miami game before that. There was a comeback victory in Cleveland early in the season as well. And it was the fact that the Saints played a lot of rookie quarterbacks that year, and Darren Sharper just so happened to be able to eat them alive with his ability, although we try not to say that name because of the deplorable things that he's done. A lot of things went well for the Saints that year. So, you can't just kind of get hung up on that's who the team should be because that's who you think they're going to be. Not yet. They're building, but not yet. They still have to figure out the right guys. They just started rookie Von Bell, and he's one of the best. He's now going to be your starting free safety moving forward. Give these guys time.
Well, guys, it is 8:59. We got about a minute. Thank you for listening, all that have It's been a pleasure with Brian as always. We had John Hendricks from the Canal Street Chronicles on earlier. And I'm just going to give you guys a shout out. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my handle is at Rev Deuce Wyndham. That's RevDeuceWindham. And of course, this Who Dat Confessional episode is brought to you by Saints News Radio. They have episodes Wednesday nights, Tuesday nights, which is what you're listening to now, Friday nights. They do post game, they do halftime. They are the place to go for Saints News, especially look them up on Facebook. I mean, their Facebook page is blowing up. They've got like over 20,000 likes. It's growing every day. They are really growing because they're providing the fans with a source that they really need. So, Brian, why don't you throw out your handle? We'll close it up, and I'll look forward to talking with you again next week during the bye.
Absolutely. You guys can always follow me on Twitter day and night. I am at Brian TNR, at BRYAN Hit me up on Twitter anytime. We can always discuss it. And, of course, I still do a podcasting of it myself. It's called Shots Fired. Get a little crazy on there, but it's all in good fun.
All right, guys, y'all heard it here. I want to let you know whether you listen to this to the day, tonight, in the morning, whenever you download this podcast or if you played it live, I want y'all to have a very blessed day. And Who Dat? We'll see you next week.
Call recording off.